My sister destroyed everything I owned out of pure jealousy. Sibling arguments are normal. Borrowed clothes, petty fights, annoying behavior. But one woman says her younger sister's jealousy slowly turned into obsession, until she came home one day and found thousands of dollars worth of clothes completely destroyed across the apartment floor. And according to her, that was the moment she realized her sister genuinely hated her. According to the woman telling the story, she and her younger sister had been living together for about a year. Originally, the arrangement made sense financially. Both of them were saving money to eventually move into separate places. At first, living together actually went pretty well. They split rent evenly, shared groceries, watched movies together sometimes. According to her, they weren't best friends, but things felt stable enough. Then, slowly, small problems started appearing, mostly involving clothes. According to her, she enjoyed fashion and spent years building her wardrobe carefully. Nothing insanely expensive, but definitely nicer than average. Leather jackets, designer jeans, shoes, dresses. She worked hard for everything herself, and according to her, buying clothes was one of the few things that genuinely made her happy. Meanwhile, her younger sister constantly complained about money, complained about work, complained about not having nice things. At first, the jealousy seemed harmless, little passive-aggressive comments, things like, "Must be nice wasting money on clothes." Or, some people clearly cared too much about appearances, according to her. She mostly ignored it. Then her sister started borrowing clothes without asking. At first, it was only occasional, a hoodie missing here, a pair of shoes there. But eventually, it became constant, according to her. She'd open her closet and discover entire outfits gone. Sometimes the clothes came back dirty, sometimes stretched out. Once, one of her dresses came back smelling strongly of cigarette smoke. Eventually, she confronted her sister directly. At first, her sister acted defensive immediately, claiming she was overreacting, claiming sisters are supposed to share things, according to her. The conversation turned into an argument almost instantly. Still, she tried solving things peacefully. She explained calmly that she paid for everything herself and simply wanted boundaries respected. Her sister reluctantly agreed. But according to her, nothing actually changed afterward. If anything, the behavior became worse. According to her, it almost started feeling intentional, like her sister enjoyed pushing boundaries. Then, one day, she came home from work and found her favorite leather jacket missing again. This time, she completely lost patience. She searched the apartment until eventually, finding the jacket crumpled on the bathroom floor, covered in makeup stains and water damage. According to her, that moment pushed her over the edge emotionally because the jacket had been a birthday gift to herself after getting promoted, and now it was ruined that night. She installed a lock on her closet door. According to her, her sister reacted like she'd been personally attacked. She accused her of acting rich, started ranting about how selfish she was becoming. According to her, the apartment atmosphere became toxic after that. Some nights, they barely spoke. Other nights, small arguments exploded into screaming matches. Meanwhile, her sister's behavior became increasingly unstable. According to her, she'd randomly insult her appearance, accuse her of thinking she was better than everybody. Sometimes she'd make nasty comments under her breath while walking past. Then, eventually, things escalated even further. One afternoon, she returned home after a long shift at work. The second she opened the apartment door, something felt wrong. The living room was unusually quiet. Then she noticed fabric scattered across the floor. At first, her brain genuinely struggled to process what she was seeing, because according to her, it looked like a tornado hit her closet. Clothes were everywhere. Shredded fabric covered the floor, shoes ripped apart, dresses sliced open, and right in the middle of the mess sat her ruined leather jacket, completely destroyed, according to her. It looked like somebody attacked the clothes with scissors or a knife at first. She genuinely thought somebody broke into the apartment. Then her sister casually walked out of the kitchen, according to her. The expression on her face still creeps her out years later, because she looked completely calm, almost satisfied. Then she smirked and said, "Maybe now you'll stop acting like you're better than everyone else?" According to her, that sentence made her blood run cold, because suddenly she realized this wasn't an accident. It wasn't drunken behavior. It wasn't impulsive rage. Her sister intentionally destroyed things she loved. And honestly, that realization hurt more than the financial loss itself. Because according to her, it completely changed how she viewed her sister emotionally. At that point, she completely snapped. She immediately called police. At first, her sister laughed. She genuinely thought the threat wasn't serious. But according to her, the mood changed instantly once officers actually arrived. She showed police everything. The destroyed clothes, the broken closet lock, and according to her, thankfully, she still had receipts for many items, especially because she sometimes resold clothes online. Once officers started calculating damages, her sister suddenly became emotional, according to her. That was the first moment her sister looked genuinely scared. Then came the screaming, crying, begging, calling her dramatic. But according to her, by that point she felt emotionally numb, because the situation had gone way beyond normal sibling fighting. Eventually, the police arrested her sister for property damage. And according to her, watching her get placed into the patrol car felt surreal. But unfortunately, the drama didn't stop there. Almost immediately, their parents started calling nonstop. According to her, they were furious, not at the destruction, but her. They kept saying things like, "You don't call police on family. She's still young. You took things too far." According to her, that reaction honestly hurt almost as much as the destruction itself, because nobody seemed focused on what her sister actually did. Instead, they focused on protecting family image. Then eventually, her parents offered to let the sister move back home. And according to her, that ended up being the final breaking point emotionally, because suddenly she realized everybody expected her to tolerate the abuse quietly. Meanwhile, her sister faced almost no real accountability from the family. To this day, their relationship still hasn't recovered, according to her. They barely speak anymore. And honestly, she says the most disturbing part wasn't the destroyed clothes. It was realizing somebody can secretly resent you for years, while pretending everything is normal. Because according to her, the second her sister smiled while standing over the destroyed clothes, she realized jealousy can absolutely turn into hatred if people let it grow long enough. Honestly, this story is insane because it escalated way beyond normal sibling drama. Destroying somebody's belongings out of jealousy is genuinely disturbing behavior. And honestly, the creepy part is how calm the sister sounded afterward. But what do you think? Did calling police go too far? Or was it completely justified at that point? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy dramatic Reddit stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more. My family let me sleep in my car. Now they want a reunion. A family is supposed to help you when your life falls apart. At least that's what most people believe. But one woman says the moment she truly needed help, her entire family turned their backs on her. And years later, those same people suddenly expected her to smile, buy a plane ticket, and pretend none of it ever happened. According to the woman telling the story, everything started after the end of a long-term relationship from the outside. The relationship didn't look terrible. There was no cheating, no screaming fights, no major abuse. But according to her, the relationship slowly stopped feeling like a relationship at all. Her boyfriend became completely obsessed with online gaming most nights. He barely acknowledged her existence. According to her, they basically became roommates who happened to sleep in the same apartment. The emotional connection disappeared completely. And honestly, she stayed longer than she should have because leaving felt financially impossible. Eventually, though, she realized something terrifying. If she didn't leave soon, she'd probably stay miserable forever. So she made the decision to end things. The problem was, she had nowhere to go. According to her, she didn't have enough savings for her own apartment yet. She just needed temporary help while rebuilding financially. maybe a month, possibly 2. So she started reaching out to family members. An aunt, an uncle, her sister, her parents, chunk. According to her, she explained the situation honestly every single time. She wasn't asking for money. She wasn't asking to live there forever, just a temporary couch or spare room while getting back on her feet. Every single person said no. Some were polite about it. Others weren't, according to her. Several relatives gave lectures instead of help, talking about responsibility, talking about consequences, talking about adult choices. Her family had a very strong figure-it-out-yourself mentality. And according to her, they treated needing help like personal failure. Eventually, she ran out of options completely. So she started sleeping in her car, according to her. That first night felt surreal, because part of her genuinely believed somebody would eventually call and change their mind. Nobody did. She parked overnight in a Walmart parking lot, according to her. She barely slept at all. Every sound outside made her anxious. People walking past, shopping carts, car doors slamming. At one point, somebody knocked on her window around 3 a.m. According to her, she almost had a panic attack. Turns out it was security checking if she was okay. Still, that night completely shattered her emotionally, because suddenly, being homeless stopped feeling theoretical. It became real. According to her, the next few months became some of the hardest of her life. Every morning she'd wake up sore and exhausted, then tried desperately to look normal before work, according to her. That became the strangest part psychologically, pretending everything was okay during the day, while secretly living out of a vehicle at night. She showered at gyms, kept clothes folded in plastic containers, constantly worried people would notice. And according to her, the loneliness became crushing, especially because her family knew what was happening. They still invited her to dinners occasionally. And according to her, that part became almost impossible emotionally. She'd sit through family dinners smiling politely, while knowing she'd return to sleeping in a parking lot afterward. Meanwhile, nobody acknowledged the situation directly. Nobody offered help. Nobody even asked where she was sleeping sometimes, according to her. That silence hurt more than outright rejection, because it made her feel invisible. Then finally, months later, something changed. An old high school friend named Penny moved back into town. According to her, Penny immediately noticed something seemed wrong at first. She tried hiding the situation out of embarrassment, but eventually, she admitted the truth. And according to her, Penny reacted with more kindness in 10 minutes than her own family had shown in months. Penny immediately offered her a room. No lectures, no guilt, no conditions, just simple help, according to her. She almost cried on the spot. Moving into Penny's apartment genuinely changed her life. For the first time in months, she finally slept in an actual bed again. And honestly, according to her, that first night felt emotional in a way she still struggles to describe, because she finally felt safe again. Over time, things slowly improved. She stabilized financially, started rebuilding emotionally, and according to her, Penny eventually became more like family than most of her actual relatives. Then, years later, everything resurfaced unexpectedly. One afternoon, her mother called excitedly about a giant family reunion planned in Florida, according to her. Multiple relatives were flying in, hotels were already booked, apparently. Everyone assumed she'd attend too, but there was a problem. Months earlier, she had already agreed to help Penny at various craft fairs during summer. Penny sold handmade jewelry and ceramics professionally. And according to her, helping with events mattered deeply to her, so she politely told her mother she wouldn't be attending. Immediately, the conversation became tense. Her mother demanded to know what could possibly matter more than family. So she explained about helping Penny's business, according to her. Her mother reacted almost insulted. Then came the guilt trip. This may be the last time some older relatives can travel. You have obligations to family? And honestly, that sentence completely triggered something inside her, because suddenly all she could think about were those nights sleeping alone in parking lots, wondering why nobody cared enough to help. According to her, she finally snapped emotionally during the phone call. She reminded her mother that family apparently didn't matter much when she was homeless. She reminded her that relatives happily watched her sleep in a car for months, and according to her, the silence afterward was intense. Then her mother responded coldly, claiming her homelessness was simply the consequence of her own decisions, and that nobody was obligated to rescue a grown adult, according to her. That sentence permanently changed how she viewed her family, because suddenly, everything became painfully clear. Family support only existed when convenient. But real hardship? That was apparently something she was expected to survive alone. Then other relatives started contacting her too, according to her. Some accused her of holding grudges. Others claimed the reunion was supposed to heal the family. But honestly, according to her, you can't heal relationships by pretending. Abandonment never happened. To this day, she still refuses to attend the reunion. And according to her, the decision isn't about revenge anymore. It's about recognizing who truly cared when her life collapsed. Because, according to her, sometimes the people who save you aren't related by blood at all. And sometimes the people who abandon you are. Honestly, this story is brutal because it feels incredibly realistic. The loneliness of realizing your family won't help you during your lowest moment is heartbreaking. And honestly, the fact they still expected her to spend money attending a reunion afterward is insane. But what do you think? Should she forgive the family and go? Or was refusing completely justified? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy dramatic Reddit stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more.